Welcome to our Learning to Lead episode on the ways to avoid being scammed, how to recognize a scam, and if by chance you get scammed, how to recover from it. And we're so thrilled to have with us Kelly, who has served her country and her community, and I would wager I could add church in there as well, for over 45 years. And she served in law enforcement, and as a result, found a lot of people who had fallen victim to being scammed and felt that this was an important mission of hers to share with us how to um, keep from being scammed or how to recover. So I'm turning it over to Kelly now. Welcome. We are glad to have you with us and look forward to the information you share with us today.
Thank you, Cheryl. All right, do I just hit my PowerPoint again and bring it up, or do I hit share?
Hit share.
Okay. Awesome.
Okay, there it is.
I don't want to click that. That might get rid of it. All right. Thank you for allowing me to come in. You are correct. This is an extremely important subject. I was inspired by two individuals at our church that got caught in a scam. One for several thousands of dollars from an old scam, and it cost her her marriage. The other one was not so much. It was a couple $100, but that's a couple $100 they could not afford to lose. This is going to take about 40 minutes, and if there's any questions, we'll go ahead with those. If I do not know the answer, I will find out, and if Cheryl can pass it along, I will get you the information that you need. What we're going to cover today is the different types of scams, investment, telemarketing, email, charity and disasters, cryptocurrency, elder scams, some healthcare scams, holiday, money mule, ransomware, skimming. Two of my favorites, only because I like to say it, spoofing and phishing, tech support, QR codes. Now, there are several different kinds of investment scams out there. As you'll see, there are fee, Nigerian, 419, Ponzi, and pyramid. These scams have been around forever, but they're still catching people. A fee scam is a scam that, in exchange for a fee, you paying them promises to send you money, products, or services, and it's usually from a country in crisis. Research where they say they are from. Ask for a physical address, and it will usually be a P.O. box number, which is a huge red flag. Now, the Nigerian scam is an advanced form of fee scam. This is a scam asking for financial aid to their country in exchange for shares of millions of dollars after their country settles down. They're going to pose as nobility, prince or king of this country, and they're going to claim that they have either been robbed or wronged by their country. They will request your money to help get their money out of their country. And they'll ask for account details in order to transfer money into your account. They're going to tell you that they have to do it right now, and they're going to keep all of your information in confidential. They will make it sound, like I say, like it has to be done right now because their country is in stress. They will ask you for fees to pay different things, saying normally it's for processing your information and keeping your information confidential. And they always say, well, this is the last time we will ask for money, but it's not. This is the scam that the lady here at the church got caught in. Even after doing some things to help herself, they still contact her. And we'll get into what you can do with that in just a few moments. The 419 scam mirrors the Nigerian scam, except they pose as a government official. They also will tell you that they need to move funds out of their country, and they're going to promise large sums of money in return for information and a wire transfer. Now, the Ponzi scam is a form of fraud that lures investors and pays profits to earlier investors with funds from more recent investors. Rob Paul to pay Peter type of scam. Let's say that Cheryl came into the program about 4 months ago. Jeff came in about 3 months ago, and whatever Jeff brought to the table, whatever money they asked him for, they're going to pay Cheryl and all the other people that was before her. Then came Jim, and they're going to pay Jeff, Cheryl, and all the other people. And I just came in, and with the funds that I gave them, it goes backwards. There's no product whatsoever. Now, a pyramid scam is definitely a way to make money, and I think most of us here have heard some of the pyramid scams that have been out for a while. It's promoters who keep recruiting more and more investors. You will be asked to buy a product or a service. They're going to promise you unrealistic returns, saying if you give me $100 this week, next week you're going to get $100,000 in return. They're going to pressure you to do it right now. They're going to focus on recruiting more and more and not on a product. What you can do, this is good for the Ponzi scam as well. Ask questions, research their business, ask for realistic requirements, tasks, what time frame that they have for you. Ask about their investment sources. Who are your backers? When and where are we going to get training? What type of materials will be received or sold? Ask about the products again. Who's our customers? How are we going to get a hold of these customers? Are there any restrictions on returns? Remember, a legitimate business will not disappear overnight, and it does not have to be done right now. If they tell you it does, hang up on them or close the door. It's a huge red flag. Telemarketing. These are unsolicited calls asking for money or property, and they use these different strategies. It's deceptive promises, and they'll say you'll receive products, services, but you'll never get either one of them. They're going to tell you the service or product is greater than what it really is. And again, you're going to see this over and over in any scam that you run into. They are going to pressure you big time that it has to be done right now. They're going to request personal information. Never give that out. Your warning signs, again, are going to be unsolicited calls from strangers asking for cards or money. Or they'll say, hey, you won a prize, but you have to send us money in order for us to release your prize. They may leave you a message telling you, hey, it's urgent, give me a call, I have something for you. Write down the details, okay? What numbers they've called you from, if they give you a website of their scam, ask for an address, ask for anything and everything they will possibly give you. Then you're going to call this number. This is the National Elder Fraud Hotline. And you can use this number for any fraud or scam that you are involved in. You may not get your money back. Very rarely do people get your money back from these scams, but you're going to help somebody in the future. Jeff, I know that you're in Costco and you can't write this down, but maybe somebody can pass that number along to you.
And Kelly, if you're willing to provide us with your slide bank, we can provide that as well to the folks who signed up.
With my what?
The slides, your PowerPoint.
Oh yeah, it's on recording, right?
Correct. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Um, yeah, the number's there, and I can share whatever you need if you tell me how. You've got to remember, we are the age group that they are going to target. Okay. Email compromise. This is a cyber crime where they will try to trick you into sending money or giving up your personal information. They're going to pose as a trusted figure of a company, maybe the CEO or the director of the board. And they will send you a fake bill asking or demanding a wire transfer. If you don't remember ever buying anything from this so-called company, never ever send money through a wire. They will continue to ask for sensitive and personal information. Now, this compromise is normally not done on an individual status. But the thing is, they are starting to branch out from companies and businesses because more and more people are falling for this particular scam. Verify emails, okay? And this is how you do it. If you will see right here where my cursor is, if you put your cursor over the tagline on your email, that's going to tell you where it's from. This came from check232 at freecheck.com. That does not sound legit to me. There's no subject, and then they've got some sort of numbers over here. It's important to go ahead and put your cursor right there on that tagline, and I'm going to show you some more right here. Publisher Clearinghouse. If it comes from Publisher Clearinghouse, it will say it. It's not from Workshop SP1 dictionaryb.com. Be very careful when you look at these. If you have a lawsuit and you are owed compensation, is what that's telling you, you're going to know what your attorney is or who your attorney is and what their particular tagline is. It's not going to come from laughing at n4laughingeditor.com. Now, Trivia Oasis is a true site. And you'll see here it's Trivia Oasis at mail.b. It's supposed to be Hive. So this is phishing, and we'll get into that a little bit later on. But you can tell this is not a true website or a true email. Don't click on that. I am an AOL person. If AOL sends me an email, I'm not going to open it up. I'm going to go ahead and contact AOL on my own. As you can see, that comes from subscription at .com.aol.net. Don't click on that item. Call your provider and see what they have to say. Now, if you're using concealed carry, if you want a concealed carry, I'm not going to go to Rebecca at shopforevereveryone.com. I am going to go to the Florida Department of Agriculture. They're the ones who do your concealed carry. Now, I am with State Farm, but if I want State Farm, I go to them. You will notice that this is from Super Column at Flash Deal, Sales Deal. That's a broker, and they want me to open that up and go to them. If State Farm sends you something, it will be from State Farm. It's not going to be online rewards with a remaining tagline of State Farm reward. Here's my personal favorite. Emma, doctor, can't poop. Why at crew at shopcarolinstyle.com are they worried about my habits? This right here, people, go ahead and get in the habit of hitting those taglines to see what is what. All right, so I really am with Brinks Home Security. It's no reply notification at brinkshome.com. This is a true site. And what I got right under that the same day was brink_home_offer ... And it's at hello@realtimeshoppers.com. Again, these are brokers looking for you. That's going to save you a lot right there by knowing how to check your actual email. Charity disasters. These tug at our heartstrings and are usually super active after a disaster. Scams concerning animals are around all the time. Both of these scams usually show people, and it's usually children caught in a flood or a dog left to fend for itself. They will contact you by phone, email, social media, or in person, like when you come out of a store, hey, would you like to give money for this? It's going to use fake websites. In order to figure out whether the website is real or not, don't click on anything on that website. Look up those names in a separate research, either using Google or DuckDuckGo. They will give you need to look at your domain name closely. As you saw in Trivia Oasis, their domain was Beehive, HIIV. Look at those things. Letters might be swapped. It's more likely misspelled. But look at those domain names. And you need to watch for tricky subdomains like netflix.com.movies.com. Be extremely careful with links in emails. A lot of times they're going to alter caller ID, and there'll be more on this and spoofing and phishing here momentarily. Crowdfunding. Crowdfunding is a GoFundMe page with a whole bunch of people on it saying that, oh, there was this disaster, everybody lost their home, we're trying to donate. We all know very well that you need to research that. And having church association, we know where to go to help. We can go to our own churches. We can find out where we can actually send money or whatever they're asking for. Another good one is an impersonation. They'll say they're a building inspector, property inspector, contractor, or from another state or federal agency offering to give you federal funds if you are willing to help. Verify those sites. Call. If they tell you that they're from Titusville Charities, look that up. Don't take their word for it. Actually look it up. I can be very convincing, but I can also lie a lot. I don't, but some people out there are extremely good at that. Ask for their ID. Ask for a main office that you can call. Look for the official websites, not just what they give you. Again, they're going to pressure you into doing it now. These people need help right now. They're going to ask you for gift cards or to make a transfer. Don't do it. Just take the time and go do your own research. Do not open any suspicious emails or texts. Now, I have showed you what you need to look for in the emails. I have not figured out yet what to look for in a text before opening it up. But if they send you a link, if they send you a link with a phone number in it, don't click those. Once again, back out of there and do some research on your own. Again, keep a log, a record, the number that it came from, what they say their organization's name is. If they give you caller ID, use that. Use anything and everything that you possibly can. And then you're going to go to ftc.gov/complaint, which is the Federal Trade Commission. Again, you may not get any of your money back, but you're going to help that next person and you're going to be wiser. Now, where you can go to find a reputable charity is Charity Navigator. They give you a lot of information. You can go pull the 990s. You can find out how much money goes to the mission, how much money goes to the operation. My favorite place to go is the Florida Department of Agriculture. And you can see up here at the top what the actual tagline is. They tell you everything that Charity Navigator does. And right here, and check a charity. I'm pointing at it. I'm thinking you people can see that right here where my cursor is. Check a charity, and an added bonus every month in that newsletter. They give you new scams and new frauds. That right there alone is worth subscribing to their newsletter. Now, cryptocurrency. As it says, scammers impersonate new or established business offering fraudulent crypto coins or tokens, bitcoins, which is a virtual money. You never see it, but you buy into it. And there are so many out there right now that are false. The fraudulent company will look to see if you are registered on this site. Registering alone will not protect you from this fraud, but most scams involve unregistered entities, people, and products. Again, a good thing to remember, no physical address of the company means it is clearly a fake or it's offshore. Let's look at some romance scams. Now, this is where you're going to meet somebody either online or in person. If you meet online, they very rarely want to meet in person. They're going to work their hardest to gain your confidence. And then the scam is going to look something like this. Please, dear, can you help me with something? My network is about to finish. Don't know if you can assist me with some little cards so I can get it fixed. All right, my connection here has been paid for, and right now I don't have funds with me at the moment. Don't know if you can assist me. Go to the Walmart and pick up some cards for me, and I'm going to pay you back. I would say that reminds me of a 9-year-old's writing, but I don't want to insult the 9-year-old. You can tell by the broken English and just the way it is written. It is not, just never send anybody money over line that you don't know. Tech support is going to look like this. You click on a link and freeze your computer. There will be a number there that you can call where they say they're going to help you. They'll want access to your computer, which now gives them access to all your information. Do not click on their link. If you get this pop-up, shut your computer down, because they have also figured out a way how to get in there just by you popping that up. Shut your computer down and take it to a reputable computer place. Or they're going to send you an email, unsolicited message, telling you there is a problem with your computer when there is not one. There again, they're just trying to gain access to your computer so they can get at your information. More on this one in just a moment. Grandparent is where they're going to call you and say, hey, so-and-so has been arrested, but if you give me, he told me to call you, or she told me to call you, and you need to give me $2,000 so I can go down to the jail and bail them out. Number one, ask them for the individual's name. Ask them for the entity that arrested him. Then say, thank you, I'll take it from here. Call that person whose name they gave you. If they answer, yeah, that's a scam. If they don't answer, call the entity that supposedly arrested them. If they know nothing about it, you can also call the jail. And here's a big thing. You don't post bail at the jail. You go to the clerk of the courts and you post the bail there. So you now know that there are people out there that are going to try their hardest to get you to do that. Sweepstakes and lottery. Calls are still among the most common tools used by scammers. Now, you may receive a call from someone saying that you won a lottery or sweepstakes, but then they demand you quickly transfer or wire them money, purchase gift card, or go to a Bitcoin ATM and send them a feed to release your winnings. It's not free money if you have to invest to get it. Hang on. Now we're going to spend a little bit of time on home repair. This is where the other individual here at church was scammed. Somebody comes up to your house unannounced, says, I'm a contractor, shows up, I'll show up at your door, and I'll claim to have noticed an issue with, let's just say, your fascia. I'm going to offer you a low price to do that job. And after you hire me, then I'm going to point out other problems that may need attention. I'm going to pressure you to act now, saying you're going to get a huge discount if you give me the job. But then I'm going to demand that you pay me up front. Don't do that. Do not pay up front. They're going to offer to arrange financing for you. There are several contractors here in Brevard County that, let me just say, go to your financial institute if you cannot afford whatever work they're going to do for you. Never arrange financing through a contractor. They're going, if you do take that arrangement, you've just now put your house at a big risk. Like I say, do not sign anything from them. Normally, if they come to your house and we go through all of this, they're going to do some pretty shoddy repairs and they probably will make it even worse. How are we gonna, and the TV, yes. They are going to pop up. You're going to get a pop-up, okay? And it's going to look like this. It's going to pretend to be a support individual, and they're going to give you see over here, everything on here is fake. It's an error message. We'll have a support phone number right here. Do not call that. They're fake helplines, and they have their own websites. Anything that you see like this is not real. They are spoofing a caller ID to make it look legit. Call your provider directly. If you have Netflix, if you have Hulu, go to them and do that directly. Ways to, all right, let me go back just real quick to, I've got my page out of order. So yes, this is brand new for me doing this on Zoom. Ways to avoid repair scams. You can get referrals, ask friends, neighbors, or call your local branch of the National Home Builder Association for recommendations. Stay away from Angie's List and other sites like this. Contractors actually pay to get those endorsements. Check for licenses and insurance and ask the contractor for proof of insurance, and ensure they are licensed and bonded, and make sure they are up to date. You can call the National Builders Association and research their license. Now, I don't know how many people are here from Brevard County, but our local number is 321-254-3700. If you are out of Brevard County, you can go to your own National Builders Association local and find out their number. Get everything in writing. Have your contract that includes the contractor's information, the start and end dates of the project, and your right to cancel. Again, don't pay up front. Do not pay the full amount until the project is complete and you're satisfied with it. The one thing I need to tell you is that when they are done and you are not satisfied, they will say, unless you pay now, we will place a construction lien on your home, and they have every right to do so. That's why it's important to review your contract. Document everything from start to finish with pictures. You may end up going to negotiate through arbitration or mediation. These are the people that I recommend you contact. Contact the Contractor Licensing Board. Do not panic. The Department of Consumers Affairs, local Consumers Protection Agency, and the State Licensing Board can offer you some solutions. Contact them to see what your options are. If you feel threatened while that contractor is there, contact law enforcement and have them respond. Remember again, if it's too good to seem true, it usually is not true. All right, so radio and TV scams. Here's how this works. You turn on your TV and try to open up your streaming. But instead, this is what you're going to get, just like with the other one that I talked about. It is important to call, again, your streaming service. It may say something like, well, your subscription has out of date. Don't hit any pop-ups that they give to you. Just stay away from clicking anything that, unless you have done the research and you are out looking at a true website, don't hit anything. Here's some ways for safe streaming. Scammers sometimes ask for an activation fee or antivirus fee. Google your streaming service. Do not respond to unsolicited emails, text messages, or phone calls asking for personal or financial information. Do not give remote access to your computer to anyone you do not know and trust. And even then, I don't give anyone access to my computer. Do not click on links in pop-ups. If you pay the scammer, contact your bank or credit card company to try and stop the transaction. If you give a scammer remote access, you can update your security software and run a scan. If you give them your username and password, change that immediately. Call the Federal Trade Commission Consumer Response Center. Give them the information of what you have and what happened. Sites for researching contractors. You have the Department of Consumer Affairs and Licensing Board, myfloridalicense.com, fdacs.gov. That's the Florida Department of Agriculture. Some healthcare fraud scams. These are where people usually intentionally deceive the healthcare system to gain illegal benefits. Who's it committed by? Both the patients and medical providers. It leads to higher insurance premiums, unnecessary procedures, increased taxes, harm to patients. And it really does fuel addiction. Examples from scams. They're billing for goods or services you never received. Some medical providers are getting kickbacks for referrals. And this is where sometimes more than one referral is needed, especially if you're going to get bad information from them. Go to another provider and get a second or third opinion if you need. Unnecessary tests. Charging personal expenses to Medicaid, and inflating bills for services. Amigo is managed care organizations, and a lot of these are really good. These are programs to help members maintain quality care while limiting costs to reduce prices. I've actually been involved with one of these, and they do work. Double billing is where a provider might bill the same party multiple times for the same service. Be careful look at your bills all the time. Consumer deception fraud include false diagnosis, and there again, that's a reason for a second opinion. Billing for services not provided, and again, kickbacks. Check your bills every time. Ask questions of your bills. Don't go to your doctor's office. With Health First, we have a number that we can actually call and go through each bill. I have found by doing this that I have been billed for things I should not have been billed for. Holiday scams. These use social media for false, fake giveaways. Now, and this was done right around Christmas, so that's the pretty good time for them to come out. Just be careful of any holiday. Do your research. The one that's coming out this month is St. Baldrick's. I don't know if anybody has ever been involved with that. It's probably one of the most worthwhile charities I have ever done. It's solidarity to show children that it is okay to be bald after you have cancer. And it's one huge shave, and I've had my head shaved more than once for this. That's the only thing I can think about coming out around the Ides of March for St. Patrick's Day. Never pay cash or bank transfer if they're asking for money for any holiday. Use only sites you trust, and again, do your research. Watch out for bot accounts. Those are it's going to be hard to do that with the IA they have out now. Again, all I can tell you to do is do your research. Now, you've probably never heard of money mules. This is where you transfer money and you don't even know you're doing it. It's how do they put that? Transfer money to help launder dirty money through AKA illegal activities. They're found online through job sites, social media, and again, romance sites. Unsolicited emails. Be wary of easy money with little or no effort. I cannot emphasize enough, do not share your financial details or give your bank account to anyone that you do not know and trust. Do not purchase any virtual or Bitcoins or cards. Do not use your bank account or open one in any name to transfer my money for you or anyone else. Never send money online to a romantic interest, even if they send you money first. Now, a lot of people will claim to be out of country and they want to come home, or they need help getting home, or they're sick from COVID, they have no money, and they're looking for a job. And this is my favorite, in the military. I want to come home and I want to see my family. And Jeff and Jim, if you are in the military, you both know that you can hitch a ride on military planes almost anywhere you want to go. If you are seeking employment, research, because a lot of these job ads are not legitimate. So look for the licenses to conduct in your state or in our state. Ransomware is a type of software that will block access to computer system like some of the telemarketing scams until you pay to have it open. You can download ransomware by opening an email attachment, clicking on an ad, following a link, or even visiting a website. Some ways to protect yourself is keep your software up to date. Never use a pop-up. Update can be done through settings while you're shutting down. And that'll show you right there your setting buttons, and it will say it will actually have a list of things that it's asking you to do, and it will give you a software update in there. Antivirus or malware service. There's several out there. LifeLock, or PCmatic, Guardian. I am a big fan of Experian. I actually use Experian. I pay them, I think it's like $25 a month. They come in and they do this. They also make sure that my credit reports are up to where I need to have them. Any one of those is going to help you out. I suggest that you back up your data, either on an external. Personally suggest the hard drive, because what's going to happen when the cloud goes down and you need that information and you can't get it back? Secure your backup. If you're using an external hard drive, unplug that when you're done. Otherwise, it's still open and they can still use it. If you are unlucky enough to download something that is trying to take your information, report it to ic3.gov. This watches internet. This is a, let me say that, let me get this straight. They are a crime complaint center. Now, skimming is a device stuck in a card holder, and your ATM, gas pumps, any point of sale where pins are used. Ways to avoid this. You see this little red thing over here. Look inside that. Make sure that it's hollow and there's nothing that maybe looks like a hairpin sticking down. A lot of them will, I advising that you use only your bank's ATM, because they are checked daily, a couple of hours apart. You see over here on the keypad, a lot of skimming, they will put a plastic, I don't know how it's done, but it is plastic, and it will record the numbers back to them. Go through the grooves and see if you can feel metal on the outside. If you cannot feel metal, then it's got the plastic wrapping on it. Don't use it. They will tell you to block your PIN. I say don't even use your PIN. I personally use my zip code. That way they don't have access to my PIN. Use mobile wallet. What's mobile wallet, you may ask? It's an app on your phone which stores information from a credit or debit card, coupons, loyalty cards on your phone. The drawback here is that transactions are tracked, which could lead to privacy issues, again, with your personal information. And before downloading this app, check other users' reviews and ratings. A fake app will have 0 reviews, while a real app will have thousands. Check the publish date. Fake apps will say be recent. Real apps will have the word updated. If you get an unsolicited email or text, do not open it. Check the actual app. Some ways to protect yourself. Use a one-time passcode via SMS, the short messenger service. A one-time code via the phone. The difference between SMS and texting is there about 160 words allowed for SMS and no pictures or videos allowed. If you have mobile pay, these are their correct websites. If you use PayPal, remember PayPal will come from paypal.com and address you by your full name. They do not use generic greetings like "Dear User" or "Hello PayPal Member." Pay inside if you're leery about the skimming. Stay in public view. Usually at a gas station, we're putting a device in and it's harder. It's right across from where the window is of the cashier, because every once in a while they do look out. I would recommend, if you go to a gas station like Mobil or Standard or BP, get a gas card from them. Don't use your ATM or your credit card. Stay in public view, just spoke about that. Check your account after each use. Make sure that you actually made that purchase. Spoofing and phishing. These are cyber threats criminals use to steal sensitive information. Now, spoofing is where they're going to impersonate a real person or organization by duplicating or altering their phone number, email addresses, screen name, or website. This is not considered a fraud because the victim's information is imitated and not stolen. Phishing uses fraudulent emails, texts, or phone calls to trick people into giving out personal information, and it is considered a crime as it steals your information. Check your email header like we did earlier. Be aware of emails with alarming, aggressive messages like action needed, open immediately. Do not click or download any attachments at all if it's not a legitimate website. Spoofing, over on your left of the screen, you will see the 321-410-60642. And over here in phishing, you see this number. Now under spoofing, they're going to alter it just a little bit. You can see the number is off and it will come up United States. My phone, I actually have set to not take anything that looks like it's a telemarketer or from spam. Depending upon who your courier is, you can get the same service to where these phone calls will never ring through to me. They go right into spam. Now, phishing, they have sent you the same phone number. So this you can't really tell. I would encourage you to look into your phone service to see if you can get the actual service that I have. I think on AT&T phones or the iPhones, it's called Focus. And if you've got a different courier, ask them about this service. Bank scams are coming out left and right. They're going to call you. They're going to have your name. They're going to have the last 4 digits of your bank card or your credit card. They're going to have your address. They're going to tell you that they believe you have been scammed. And they're going to ask you for your PIN to clear it up. That right there should tell you that it is a scam. Your bank is not going to call you and ask you for your PIN. Get the information, report it to the federal commissioner, as we went through before, and elder abuse as well. Both those numbers you have from earlier. This is the latest from, well, actually, there's a couple from UPS. They're going to leave a package at your house, or you're going to get an email through here or a fake text, and they're going to ask you to click on this link. Do not do that because they're going to go ahead and steal. The latest one that they have is they leave a package on your doorstep, or they put a package in your mailbox. This one just came out, so I don't have a pop-up for it. There's going to be information on there. Click on this QR code. we have some information for you. Don't click on that QR code. Call your post office if you get something like this, or if you get something in the mail telling you to click on a QR code. All right, URL, you will see that Ace Hardware, if you can see up here in the circle, Ace Hardware is spelled Hardware. Well, this is clearly coming from the wrong place. Ace Hard, WEAR, different kind of wear. So again, just be kind of careful where your taglines or URLs are coming from. QR codes, check the domain, check for spelling. Bottom line is, don't click on a QR code. If you get an email, if you get a text, call the person that it is supposedly coming from and ask them if they sent you a QR code. Now, how to avoid scanning an app? You will see that there's two of them down here. The HTTPS is more secure. And if you get something from that, I would more than likely still call if I get a QR code from this particular, if they say that that's where it's from, still call. But this one down here is the more secure. Medicare Advantage, those food cards have been out. Call your Medicare supplemental person or call Medicare Direct. Don't automatically just hit that link, because it's not going to be real. I understand that there really is a program out there for that, but call Medicare directly. Here's a bonus. When you go to a bank, press the cancel button twice after you have done your transactions, and this will cancel out your PIN. Some takeaways from today. Nothing, if you get unsolicited contact from anybody, if you do not reach out to them about anything that was discussed, do not get involved. If they ask for a wire transfer or gift card, if it was present in anything discussed today, do not get involved. If they continually ask for personal information or get pushy, or they pressure, do not get involved. If it is too good to be true, do not get involved. My suggestions: do your research on everything. Google it. Call the main source. Look at URLs and see any added things to name or numbers. If you do online purchases, get a dedicated credit card for online only with an extremely low limit. If you are a victim of a scam or feel uneasy about any transaction you made, close your account and open a new one. If you have any questions for me, if I can find an answer, I will. Otherwise, thank you for spending, oh my gosh, almost an hour with me today.
Kelly, thank you so much for this information. Wow, just a lot to absorb and to take in. We will post this recording to our website on the Learning to Lead page, and so you can access it again. Again, we thank you so much. And are there any questions that anybody has, or are we prepared to wrap up? Would you like to hit stop share, Kelly? And then we
I can do that.
Thank you.
Thank you for allowing me to do this. I know that there was a couple of hiccups, but I'm not used to this.
Okay, you did a great job. Thank you so much for sharing your gifts with us in this ministry, because this is so important. And I'd
Yes,
like
ma'am.
to just close us with prayer, if that would be okay with everybody.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's pray. Gracious and loving God, we are distressed that there are people who want to take advantage of other people through all these different scams that Kelly lifted up before us today. but we are so grateful for her and the gifts she is sharing in this ministry to us and to all the people that she speaks to about this issue. And we are thankful for the ideas that she gives us on ways to recognize and to avoid scams, and then also how to recover from them. We ask blessings on her as she continues these presentations and on us all as we go our separate ways. And all God's people said, Amen.